Everybody, we are back. My first guest is an Academy Award-winning actress who can be seen in her one-woman Broadway show, Whoopi. Please welcome Whoopi Goldberg.
Happy holidays.
Very nice of you to stop by.
Well, you know, it was nice to see you. I figured I should see you once before the year's over.
That's right. Well, that
see
was
how
very...
you're doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Good. The band sounds fabulous.
Band sounds good. Audience, very happy you're here.
Yes,
I tell the crowd before the show, they don't often know. They wait in line, they don't know who's in the show. I tell them you're here, they get very excited. It doesn't happen every night.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. Some nights
Arnold wasn't real excited to see me. I saw that, you know. I was
He's
very
backstage.
hurt by that. Yeah, I kicked him.
He's a hardcore Republican. He's mad at you.
I kicked him twice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just once.
Not the celebrity I'd go kicking,
No.
but why not?
But I can run.
Exactly.
See, I have little feet, and
I will get you, Whoopi Goldberg. Come back. Now, there's so much to talk about. It's been 20 years since you did the original version of this show.
Right.
And it's about things that have happened in your life. It all becomes part of the characters in the show. So you're incorporating a lot of the life changes you've gone through in the last 20 years.
Yeah, because it's, you know, I figure you should write about things you know.
Sure.
So I'm talking about all the crazy things that have gone on and had some fun with them. And, you know, I've changed quite a bit in 20 years. It got a little wider.
Well, you talk about in the show, you know, dealing with a little bit of weight gain.
No, just not a little bit, baby. I'm talking about booty. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know that so many people go through it, and you kind of, you know, you look in the magazines and everybody wants to be this big. But
right.
it's just not going to happen in my lifetime again. You know, so I'm bragging about, you know, heft.
But you know what? A lot of people like the big booty. They really do. I know that
they like the big booty on the young woman.
Oh.
See, but when you've aged a little bit, big booty means something totally different. Totally different.
Has a different connotation suddenly.
Absolutely. You lose people. You just don't know what to do.
Right. People drift away. I understand.
Yes,
I understand. And probably there are times where just you're not used to it. You know, you're turning a corner.
I've knocked a lot of things over. You know, there you are. You're trying to get through the movie seats, you know, and you're hitting people in the face like this every time you pass.
Slapping
you're like,
them.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is new. I don't know how to, you know.
You're also talking about menopause in the show.
Talking about menopause and its effect on guys and its effect on, you know, just life, because, you know, all of us are going through menopause, really, as we get used to this new world that we live in. So it's a big change for everybody. And so I sort of melt it down to its simplest form, which is menopause, to talk about.
Right. And, you know, there are men who deal with aging, and I talked a little bit about, very funny joke in the monologue about impotence.
Well, you know,
I'll take that laugh, and with editing, I'll add it earlier.
It seems to be a celebration, though, when you see the commercials for things like that. You know, people are always dancing. It's like impotence, yay! Because they know there's a pill to keep the man going for a while. But there's nothing like that. You see the women in the menopause commercials, they look like they're about to slit their own throats. It's horrible, you know?
Well, do you find, I mean, as women go through that change, they're supposed to become more emotional when they go through menopause. You think, is that true?
Well, I have begun to find emotion in odd places, TV commercials in particular.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What commercial gets you going?
You know, I'm ashamed to tell you, but I'm going to. It's the Serta commercial with the sheep, where the lady is telling the sheep that she doesn't need them anymore.
Because she's sleeping so well, right?
She's sleeping so well. And I think, where are those sheep going to go? I mean,
that's hardcore sort of emotional craziness when you're feeling bad for the cartoon sheep in a commercial.
Yeah, but, you know, they got numbers on. They can't just bust them up. I mean, it's just... and you start to look at yourself and you go, what is happening to me?
Right, you catch yourself weeping.
You are weeping.
Right. That's rough. Now, let me ask you about a big trend. We're here in New York, but you know more about what's going on in Hollywood than I do. This big trend towards... Well, you do. You know, big celebrity, you meet all these people. Botox is huge out there. Botox, everyone's getting Botox. Is that something you would ever consider? Would you ever do Botox?
Where? Well, no, I'm not gonna let somebody plunge a needle into my face. No, and shoot me with the, it's botulism.
That's the thing that blows my mind is it's the botulism virus or whatever, and they're injecting. So it's a poison that they're injecting into your face.
It's the plague.
Right.
They're putting the plague in their body.
Right.
And then they're surprised when they get sick. I don't get it.
Right.
I kind of go, okay.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it would be a good.
It's like swallowing uranium, and then you find out you're ill.
I did that in the late 70s.
Did you?
I got an amazing high. It was incredible. I guess you respond somewhat to the reality TV show craze a little bit, because you can't escape the reality TV show craze now in America. And the show you've checked out is The Swan. Do you watch The Swan?
I've seen it once or twice, but it was in a funny way. For me, it's like Queen for a Day. You take the worst story and you say, okay, I'm gonna take the teeth out of your forehead and move your nose from under your chin, and then I'm gonna put you in a beauty pageant. And you kind of wonder, how many of these, because you can't tell them apart now.
Right.
So it's like a whole world full of Barbies.
Right. Well, the other thing they do that I've noticed is they do this, is at the beginning of that show, they take women who aren't that attractive, but then to make the disparity, much greater, they throw dirt on them and they go over, they give them an eye patch and a parrot on their shoulder and to start with, and then they start by, well, first we're going to take that crap we put on you off. We put a bucket on your head.
But look at the magazines. From the time you're a little kid, you're either in the pretty column or the ugly column, and there's so many more of us in the ugly column, swimming to get to that other thing. So this whole idea of having to conform, is to the character that I'm doing is a temptation, because she's trying to hold on to something that is going to change whatever she does. So she's fun. I like doing her. She's got a lot in common with me. And Fontaine, is very political. And
so you have all the different characters. Let me ask you one question, not about the characters. This is just about you and your life. I've heard for many years that you don't like to fly, and so that you drive everywhere in your own bus.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get to Europe, or do you not go to Europe? I mean, how do you... Boat?
Yeah.
Do you walk onto the boat or drive the bus onto the boat?
I'm carried onto the boat, Conan.
Right.
I get on the boat, and then I get over to London, and I get on another bus.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Right.
I just don't like being up in the air. It's not right for me.
I'm one of those people. I think all of us get used to being on a plane, but I don't know if anyone else has this experience. I'll be on a plane, and I'll be 40 minutes into the flight, and then I realize I'm in an aluminum tube that's being fired through the air at 500 miles an hour, and I have a momentary freak out, and then oh look, Jingle All the Way is on, and I'm fine. I calm down. But I'll be with you on the bus.
Yeah, I can't handle it. I haven't been able to handle it for about 10 years. I just feel like I shouldn't be up there.
Sure,
Because, I've been in those flights where they go like this. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And when you get 15 of those, it's kind of a message.
Right.
So it said, take your black behind off the plane.
Get on
a bus.
Stay on the bus.
And be happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Read, be comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, let me make sure I mention Whoopi is playing at the Lyceum Theater.
Yes, it is.
On Broadway, and tickets are available for $25.
Some tickets are, We want people to be able to come to the theater and have some fun. People come and aren't going to like everything that's on stage when I'm doing it, but they're going to like a lot of it. So we're hoping that it brings a lot of folks out to have some fun.
Well, go check it out, Lyceum Theater on Broadway, and there's some $25 tickets available. Whoopi, thank you so much for being here. Always great to have on the show. Thank you so much. She's doing great. She's talking. She's talking, just like that. Whoopi Goldberg, everybody. Danny Masterson coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, fine show tonight. Coming up tomorrow night, we have a great show from the new movie, The Life Aquatic, with Steve Zissou. Bill Murray is going to be on the show. Yes, indeed. And, is this right, Jeff? This will be the 12th year since we started. 12th Christmas. Musical guest Tony Bennett will join us. That's pretty cool. 12! I'm 68 years old.